Applied Microbiology. The branch of biology in which study of the enzymes related to some prokaryotes and eukaryotic microbes, proteins, applied genetics, molecular biology, etc. is performed, is called applied microbiology. This study is used for the society. Besides, various products like food and medicines are produced on a large scale with the help of microorganisms. Industrial microbiology is a branch of applied microbiology. This science is related to the commercial use of microbes, which include various economic, social, and environment-related processes and products. Various microbial processes useful for this purpose are carried out. The main features of industrial microbiology are manufacturing various products with the help of fermentation processes. Example: bread, cheese, wine, raw materials for chemicals, enzymes, nutrients, medicines, etc. Use of microbes for garbage management and pollution control. Come, in this chapter, let us take a tour of industrial microbiology. Industrial microbiology. Production of dairy products. Since ancient times, milk is converted into various products like cheese, butter, cream, kefir, yogurt, etc. for its preservation. Can you tell me how this yogurt is made from milk? And what exactly happens during this process? To make yogurt, we add a little yogurt or few drops of buttermilk in lukewarm milk and keep it undisturbed for about 8 to 10 hours. During this time, the lactobacilli bacteria convert lactose, the sugar in the milk, into lactic acid. This process is called fermentation. Due to the process of fermentation, the pH of milk decreases, causing coagulation of milk proteins, and yogurt is formed. Due to lactic acid, yogurt has a specific sour taste. The low pH of yogurt due to the presence of acid also destroys the harmful microbes present in the milk. This making of yogurt is mostly confined to homes. However, in industries, this process is performed on a large scale with more skill. For the production of most of the milk products, bacteria in milk itself is used. Only cheese is produced with the help of fungi. The basic process for the production of yogurt, cheese, and cream is the same. Milk is pasteurized at the beginning to destroy unwanted microbes. It is then fermented with the help of lactobacilli. In this process, lactose sugar of the milk is converted into lactic acid and milk proteins are coagulated with the help of lactic acid. Besides this, some other compounds with taste and flavor are also formed. For example, diacetyl has the flavor of butter. Come, after this general description about making of dairy products, let us do a detailed study about how some of the dairy products are produced with the help of microbes. Production of yogurt. Yogurt is a milk product produced with the help of lactobacilli, which acts as the inoculant. In the industrial production of yogurt, for maintaining the protein content, condensed milk powder is mixed with milk to be fermented. Milk is then boiled and cooled to a warm temperature. This technique of pasteurization helps to increase the shelf life and improve the probiotic properties of yogurt to be formed. Then, in this pasteurized milk, bacterial strains of Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus delbrueckii are added in 1:1 proportion. lactic acid is formed due to Streptococcus strain. Due to this acid, proteins present in the milk gel out, which gives a dense consistency to the yogurt. Acetaldehyde-like compounds are formed due to lactobacilli strain. This gives the characteristic taste to the yogurt. Yum! Wow, this yogurt tastes so good! But this one is different from the normal yogurt. Nowadays, various fruit juices are mixed with yogurt to impart different flavors to it. Strawberry yogurt and banana yogurt are some examples of such flavored yogurt. Come, after yogurt, let's proceed to cheese production. Production of cheese. Cheese is produced on a large scale from the abundantly available cow milk all over the world. First, chemical and microbiological tests of milk are performed. Some colors and microbes like Lactobacillus lactis, Lactobacillus cremoris, and Streptococcus thermophilus are mixed with the milk. These microbes produce acid which imparts sourness to the milk. An enzyme called rennet obtained from the alimentary canal of cattle was being used traditionally for curdling of milk. However, nowadays an enzyme protease obtained from fungi is used to produce vegetarian cheese. After this, to impart the dense texture to the yogurt formed, whey, that is water in yogurt, needs to be removed. After the whey is separated, solid yogurt so formed is then cut into pieces, washed, rubbed, salted, and essential microbes, pigments, and flavors are added to it. The cheese is then pressed, cut into pieces, and stored for ripening. After ripening, delicious cheese is ready to eat. A snack session of yummy mouth-watering pizzas, burgers, sandwiches, dripping with melted cheese with friends is so common nowadays. But do you know that the cheese used in these food items is not the same? Most often, grated mozzarella cheese is used in pizzas and sandwiches, whereas in burgers, sliced cheddar cheese is used most often. Mozzarella cheese and cheddar cheese. What is the difference between the two types of cheese? Mozzarella cheese has a soft texture, whereas cheddar is a semi-hard cheese. Both types of cheese are made up of milk, but the type of milk used varies in both. Cheddar is made using cow's milk, while mozzarella is made using buffalo's milk. Like yogurt and cheese, butter can also be prepared using microbes. Two types of butter, like sweet cream butter and cultured, are produced on a large scale. Microbes are used for the production of the cultured variety. Do you know? During the industrial production of milk products, strict cleanliness and sterilization is essential, as bacteria can be attacked by viruses. Hence, virus-resistant varieties of bacteria are developed. Recently, the use of mutant varieties of bacteria has increased. Artificially, some strains are developed that will help to avoid unnecessary steps or materials. Freshly prepared cheese is always soft. Some examples of such type of cheese are cottage cheese, cream cheese, and mozzarella cheese. On ripening the cheese for 3 to 12 months, semi-hard cheddar cheese is formed. Whereas after ripening for 12 to 18 months, very hard cheese called Parmesan cheese is formed. Recently, my doctor suggested to me to have probiotic yogurt. She said it is very good for health. Do you know what is it? Probiotic yogurt is also a yogurt, but it contains lots of good bacteria that maintain the health of our gut and thus helps to improve the immunity of our body. Therefore, not just probiotic yogurt, but all probiotic foodstuffs are famous nowadays. Come, let us learn more about these foodstuffs. Probiotics. Probiotics are generally milk products which contain active bacteria like Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus casei, Bifidobacterium bifidum, etc. These microbes maintain the balance of intestinal microorganisms, that is, increase the population of microbes helping in digestion, and decrease the population of harmful microbes like Clostridium. Probiotic products are nowadays also available in various forms like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, that is, pickle of cabbage, dark chocolate, miso soup, pickles, oils, corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, microalgae, etc. Regular consumption of probiotic products help to form colonies of useful microbes in the alimentary canal and control other microbes and their metabolic activities. It also improves the resistance of the body and lowers the ill effects of harmful substances formed during metabolic activities. When useful microbes become inactive or decrease in number due to intake of antibiotics, probiotics help to increase or activate them again. Nowadays, probiotics are also used for the treatment of diarrhea and treatment of poultry also. Thus, due to so many benefits, probiotics have gained much importance in recent days. We all are dealing with a harsh and hectic lifestyle, and in such a scenario, simple consumption of probiotics helps to improve our immune system. After discussing the production of dairy products, let us now move on to another industrial process where microbes are used on a large scale. Bread making. The process of bread making is not new for you, isn't it? Remember, last year in the chapter of useful and harmful microbes, we discussed the recipe to make spongy bread. Come, this year let us do a more detailed study about the process of bread making. Different types of bread are produced from flour of cereals. Dough is formed by mixing baker's yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, water, salt, and other necessary materials with the flour. This dough is covered and kept aside for about half an hour. After half an hour, the dough is properly kneaded and the loaf formed is then baked. Due to fermentation of carbohydrates by yeast, sugar is converted into carbon dioxide and ethanol. Dough rises up due to carbon dioxide and the bread becomes spongy. In the commercial bakery industry, compressed yeast is used for making bakery products. On the other hand, for domestic use, dry and granular form of yeast is used. Yeast produced for commercial use contains various useful contents like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, various vitamins, and minerals. Due to this, bread and other products produced with the help of yeast become nutritive. Do you know that ingredients like vinegar, soya sauce, and monosodium glutamate, that is Ajinomoto, that are used in presently popular Chinese food are also produced by microbial fermentation? Come, let us study about how microbes are useful in the production of some of these food items in brief. Production of vinegar. Vinegar is used all over the world to impart sour taste to food materials and for the preservation of pickles, sauce, ketchup, chutneys, etc. Chemically, vinegar is 4% acetic acid that is CH3COOH. Ethanol, an alcohol, is obtained by fermentation of compounds like fruit juices, maple syrup, sugar molasses, starch of the roots with the help of yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae. In this process, a mixture of bacterial strains like Acetobacter and Gluconobacter is mixed with ethanol for its microbial degradation. Acetic acid and other byproducts are obtained through it. Acetic acid is separated from the mixture and then bleached with the help of potassium ferrocyanide. It is then pasteurized. Finally, a very small quantity of sulfur dioxide gas is mixed with acetic acid to produce vinegar. Do you know? Soya sauce is produced by fermentation of the mixture of flour of wheat or rice and soya bean with the help of the fungus Aspergillus oryzae. You might have seen people enjoying beverages like wine, cider, etc. on different occasions. Nowadays, beverage like coffee has become an essential need of every working human. But do you know that microbes are also used in the production of such beverages? Come, let us study about the microbiology behind the production of beverages in brief. Production of beverages. Here, names of some beverages are given along with the names of the fruits from which they are produced. Come, let us find out which microbes are used in production of these beverages and exactly what role they play in their production. Microbe Lactobacillus brevis is majorly used in production of coffee for separating seeds from the Coffea arabica fruit. Cocoa in various forms is also used as a beverage. Microbes like Candida, Hansenula, Pichia, and Saccharomyces are used in separating the seeds of fruit Theobroma cacao to make cocoa powder, which is used for making various beverages. Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used in fermentation of grape and apple juice to make beverages like wine and cider. Apart from dairy products, bakery products and beverages, microorganisms have become the most essential tool in chemical industry to produce variety of molecules like antibiotics, organic acids, pigments, etc. Microbial enzymes play an important role in production of all these products as it can act as a chemical catalyst in chemical industries. Microbial enzymes. Before we actually start with the topic of microbial enzymes, first, let us quickly revise the points that we have already studied about enzymes in the previous grades. Enzymes are substances secreted in the body of an organism which bring about specific chemical reactions. They act as catalysts. The digestive juices secreted by our digestive organs also contain enzymes which are called digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes of the digestive system bring about changes in the food materials. Saliva, which is produced in the salivary glands in the mouth cavity, contains the enzyme ptyalin. Ptyalin converts starch into a sugar called maltose. Gastric juice, which is secreted by the gastric glands of the stomach, contain the enzyme pepsin. Enzyme pepsin performs the function of breakdown of proteins. Pancreatic juice secreted by the pancreas also contain digestive enzymes like trypsin, lipase, and amylase, which perform the function of conversion of proteins into amino acids, conversion of fats into fatty acids and glycerol, and conversion of complex carbohydrates into simple sugars, respectively. Come, after this brief idea about what are enzymes and what functions they perform, we can now move on to study about microbial enzymes. Nowadays, instead of chemical catalysts, microbial enzymes are used in chemical industry. These enzymes are active at low temperature, pH and pressure, due to which energy is saved and erosion-proof instruments are also not necessary. Also, since enzymes carry out specific processes, unnecessary byproducts are not formed, due to which expenses on purification are minimized. In case of microbial enzymatic reactions, elimination and decomposition of waste material is avoided, and enzymes can also be reused. Hence, such enzymes are eco-friendly. Some examples of microbial enzymes are oxidoreductase, transferase, hydrolase, lyase, isomerase, ligase, etc. Enzymes are also used in detergents. The advantage is that the process of dirt or muck removal can take place even at low temperature due to mixing of enzymes with detergents. Glucose and fructose syrup can be obtained from corn flour by the action of enzymes obtained from bacilli and streptomyces. Microbial enzymes are also used in various industries like cheese, plant extracts, textile, leather, paper, etc. Organic acids. Food materials like cold drinks, ice creams, cakes, juices are available in various colors and flavors. Are these colors and flavors really derived from fruits? No. These colors and flavors are not always derived from fruits. Look at the ingredients mentioned on this bottle of mango drink. Some ingredients are natural, while some are artificial. It might sound strange, but do you know that microorganisms also serve as a potential source of food colors and organic acids? These organic acids are used in the production of various commercial products. For example, the organic acid like L-glutamic acid is produced during the process of fermentation by using substrate like sugar and beet molasses, ammonia salt by microbial activity of Brevibacterium and Corynebacterium. This acid is used in production of monosodium glutamate, that is Ajinomoto. In the same way, by fermentation process, citric acid is produced by Aspergillus niger, and the source here is sugar, molasses and salt. This organic acid is widely used in drinks, toffees and chocolates. Organic acid like gluconic acid is also produced by microbial activity of Aspergillus niger. The substrate used here is glucose and corn steep liquor. This acid is used in production of minerals which are used as a supplement for calcium and iron. Lactic acid is produced by the microbial activity of Lactobacillus delbrueckii. Molasses and corn steep liquor is the source over here. This acid produced is used as a source of nitrogen and also in the production of vitamins. Yet another organic acid produced by microbes by the process of fermentation is itaconic acid. Itaconic acid is produced by the microbial activity of Aspergillus itaconius. Molasses and corn steep liquor is used as a source over here. The itaconic acid produced during the process of fermentation is used in paper, textile, plastic industry, and also in gum production. Look at this homemade soup and this instant soup made by just adding boiled water to the commercially available dry soup powder. Can you mark any difference between the two without tasting the soups? Yes. The instant soup is more thicker than the homemade soup. Do you know the reason behind this? The hidden ingredient that gives consistent thickness to this soup is Xanthan Gum. Xanthan Gum is a polysaccharide which is commonly used as a food additive. Xanthan Gum imparts thickness to our favorite food items like ice creams, puddings, chocolates, milkshakes, chocolate drinks, etc. This gum is obtained by fermentation of starch and molasses with the help of Xanthomonas species. It is variously useful due to properties like solubility in hot and cold water, high density, etc. It is also used for production of pigments, fertilizers, weedicides, textile pigments, toothpastes, high-quality paper, etc. Come, let us now proceed to antibiotics, one of the key areas of industrial microbiology. Antibiotics. Carbon compounds obtained from some bacteria and fungi for destroying or preventing the growth of harmful microorganisms are called antibiotics. Antibiotics, a discovery of the 20th century, have brought about a revolution in the field of medicine. Come, let us learn about them in brief. Many diseases of humans and other animals have been controlled due to antibiotics obtained from different types of bacteria and fungi. Antibiotics like penicillin, cephalosporins, monobactam, bacitracin, erythromycin, gentamicin, neomycin, streptomycin, tetracycline, vancomycin, etc. are used against various strains of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Rifamycin is an effective antibiotic used to treat tuberculosis. Whenever we are consuming antibiotics, we should always remember that antibiotics should always be taken with great caution, because improper dosage of antibiotics can give rise to antibiotic-resistant microbes, which is severely harmful for our health. So come, let us discuss some precautions to be taken about consumption of antibiotics. Antibiotics should be taken only when prescribed by a doctor. Don't purchase any antibiotic from medical stores without a prescription from a doctor. Don't consume antibiotics on your own to treat common diseases like a throat infection, common cold or influenza. Even if you feel well before completion of the prescribed course of the antibiotic, you must continue and complete it. Don't suggest to others the antibiotics which were useful to you. Do you know? Many substances are produced by microbial processing which are useful to us. Citric, malic and lactic acid produced impart acidity to the food products. Glutamic acid, lysine and tryptophan produced helps in protein binding. Products like netamycin obtained by microbial processing play a role in microbial restrictor. Vitamins like vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid, vitamin B12 and vitamin B2 are used as antioxidants. Beta-carotenes, lycopenes, xanthines and lutein are used as edible colors. Polysaccharides and glycolipids obtained are used as emulsifiers. Vanillin, ethyl butyrate and many other flavored substances obtained by microbial processing are used as essences. Substances like xylitol and aspartame are used as artificial sweeteners. Come, in the next part of the chapter, Let us now focus on use of microbes in environment-related processes. Microbes and fuels. One of the improvements in technology for using conventional sources of energy is production of biogas using microbes. Organic waste like cow dung, various plant residues like the residue after harvesting crops, vegetable waste, and sewage materials are decomposed in the absence of oxygen to give biogas. A slurry of bio-waste and water is made in the mixing tank from where it is fed into the digester. The digester is a sealed chamber in which there is no oxygen. Anaerobic microorganisms that do not require oxygen decompose or break down the complex compounds present in the slurry. Gases like methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and hydrogen sulfide are generated after the decomposition process is completed. This biogas is then stored in the gas tank from which it is drawn through pipes for use. Biogas contains up to 75% methane. Hence, it is an excellent fuel. It is a cheap fuel option and meets the demand for cooking gas. It burns without smoke and leaves no residue after burning. Biogas is also used for lighting and generation of electricity. The slurry left behind is removed periodically and is used as excellent manure. Thus, we can say that gaseous fuels like methane can be obtained by anaerobic microbial decomposition of agricultural and industrial waste. Can you find out two more examples of fuels obtained through microbial activity? Ethanol, an alcohol, is a clean, smokeless fuel obtained during fermentation of molasses by the yeast Saccharomyces. Another fuel is the hydrogen gas. This gas is considered to be the fuel of future. Hydrogen gas is released during biophotolysis of water, in which bacteria perform photoreduction. In biophotolysis, cyanobacteria and green microalgae split water into molecular hydrogen and oxygen using sunlight under special conditions. All these fuels are collectively termed as biofuels. A biofuel is a fuel that is produced through contemporary biological processes such as agriculture and anaerobic digestion, rather than a fuel produced by geological processes such as those involved in the formation of fossil fuels. It can be derived from biomass. Biomass can be converted to biofuel through different ways. Biofuels are available in three forms: solid, liquid, and gaseous. Burning of biofuel releases less carbon dioxide in the air as compared to the fossil fuels. The carbon dioxide released in the atmosphere is again used up to produce biomass, and thus, in this way, biofuel can be made available in nature in abundance and can be considered as a reliable fuel of the future. We already know that microbes can be used for disposal of solid waste through biogas plant and compost production. But have you ever wondered how urban waste that is accumulated in tons is disposed of? How microbes help in keeping our environment clean? Come, let us talk about this in the next topic of the chapter. Microbial pollution control. Along with the ever-increasing population, solid wastes, sewage, and various pollutants are also increasing. Along with these problems, epidemics and degradation of environment have also become global problems of today's world. Cities of densely populated countries like India are mostly affected by these problems. To overcome all these problems, solid waste management is a must. The practice of solid waste management should be implemented right from our homes. We should make a habit of separating the wet and the dry garbage. Segregation of waste at domestic level simplifies the process of disposal of garbage at the municipal level. The wet garbage is used to get compost and fuel of good quality. Dry wastes segregated is non-decomposable, therefore various techniques are used to discard these wastes. The most appropriate method to dispose this waste is incineration. Come, let us discuss about one of the most effective method of disposing degradable waste, that is, creating landfilling sites. Landfilling sites. Degradable waste being accumulated in urban areas is used for this purpose. Large pits are dug in open spaces far away from the residential area, and those pits are lined with plastic sheets as a precaution against pollution of soil due to leaching of toxic and harmful materials. Compressed waste is dumped in the pit. It is covered with layers of soil, sawdust, leafy waste, and specific biochemicals. Bioreactors are mixed at some places. Microbes present in soil and other top layers decompose the waste. Completely filled pit is sealed with soil slurry. Best quality compost is formed after few days. Such landfilling sites can be reused after removal of compost. You might have seen the garbage van of Gram Panchayat and municipality. Nowadays, there is a facility of decreasing the volume of garbage by compaction in these vans. Waste compaction is the process of compacting waste, reducing it in size. It can be considered as an advancement in the process of garbage disposal. Garbage compactors and waste collection vehicles compress waste so that more of it can be stored in the same space. Waste hauling costs is also considerably reduced due to introduction of this technique. Till now, we were talking about the role of microorganism in decomposition of solid wastes. But how could you forget that large amount of liquid waste is also generated through various human activities? This liquid waste is called sewage. Sewage can be described as the wastewater that is released from houses, offices, industries, hospitals, and other places. Do you know how this waste is managed? Do microorganisms help in disposal of this waste? Come, to find the answers to all these questions, let us proceed to the next part of the chapter. Sewage management. Sewage is a complex mixture containing suspended solids, organic as well as inorganic impurities, nutrients, microbes, and various kinds of disease-causing bacteria. The organic impurities include oil, fruit and vegetable wastes, herbicides, pesticides, human feces, urea, and animal wastes. Whereas the inorganic impurities mainly include nitrates, phosphates, and metals. Microbes that cause diseases like cholera, typhoid, and dysentery are also found in sewage. In villages, domestic sewage is disposed of either in the nearby soil or in a biogas plant. However, in cities, sewage needs to be carried to a processing unit and acted upon by microbial processes. Every house or building in a city always has two sets of pipes, one carrying clean and pure water and the other carrying wastewater. A network of big and small pipes are seen underground. They are called sewers, and they together form the sewerage. These pipes form a kind of transport system that carries sewage from the point where it is produced to the point where it is disposed of. This end point is the sewage treatment plant. In a sewage treatment plant, the process of cleaning water takes place in many stages. At the plant, the water undergoes treatment to get cleaned before it is released into a water body. Various physical, chemical, and biological processes are involved in the treatment of wastewater. All physical, chemical, and biological matter that contaminates wastewater is removed from it. This is a very general description about how sewage is managed. Let us now specifically focus on the role of microbes in sewage management. Microbes which can decompose any compound, as well as microbes which can destroy the pathogens of cholera, typhoid, etc., are mixed with sewage. The decomposition of carbon compounds release methane and carbon dioxide present in the sewage. Phenol-oxidizing bacteria decompose the xenobiotic chemicals which are present in sewage. The sludge that settles down in this process can again be used as a fertilizer. Water released after microbial treatment is environmentally safe. Thus, we can say that microbes are used for bioremediation of environment polluted due to sewage. Always remember, for proper microbial decomposition of waste, so as to obtain harmless products at the end of the process of decomposition, it is essential that the garbage collected should not contain any non-biodegradable wastes.